This video is going to be about theme and how we find it. First of all, what is theme? Theme or thematic statement is the message that the author is trying to get you to understand. It's important to keep in mind that it is not story specific, but it is universal. So it's going to be general. It should be able to be applied in many different ways and not just to this one story. And that's what it is, just a message that the author wants us to understand. How do we find it though? We find it using three different ways. First, what is the topic? What is the evidence? And then what is the message? When we're talking about topic, we're talking about one or two words. And a lot of times, topic is actually confused with theme. And we want to make sure that we're not doing that. When we're talking about the topic, it's a very general description about what's going on in the story. Is the story about love or sadness or desperation or bravery or family or friendship or loyalty? Those are all topics. They give a general description, but they're not an actual message, so they're not the theme. And we want to make sure we're keeping that in mind. Once we found our topic, then we find our evidence. And basically, what the evidence is what do we know about that topic through the story? So if the topic is about love, how is love actually shown in the story? Do characters come together? Do they do something that demonstrates this love? If it's bravery, what do they do that's brave? Do they run into a pit of snakes to save somebody? Do they fight off a dragon? What are they doing that shows your topic? And when we have those two things, then we're able to go on and find our message. And that message is the theme. It's one or two sentences, and it's, again, what does the author want us to know? So if your topic is love, and in the story you have somebody who sacrifices themselves in order to save a friend or a family member, then our theme might be something along the lines of love is shown through sacrifice. That's a message, that's a theme that we can take away. In order to demonstrate theme, we're going to revisit Presto, which we saw in the plot video. So if you want to see it slowed down and not sped up, then go back and watch the plot video and it'll walk you through this entire short movie. But basically what we want to kind of keep in mind for our exercise in theme is that you got two characters. You got Alec, you got the magician. They're not getting along. Alec wants the carrot. The magician doesn't want to give it to him. And they fight about it until eventually Alec has to save the magician from falling to his death. They reconcile and everything is then fine. The topic for Presto would be wants or needs. Now, there could be several other types of topics. I mean, respect is one, loyalty is one, friendship because they're supposed to be working together. But really, it comes down to what both of them want or what both of them need. Therefore, that's going to be the topic. So now we need to see what kind of evidence we have of the topic. And there's a lot. The rabbit wants a carrot. The magician wants the rabbit to perform. They fight each other to get what they want. They're willing to defend their desires, their wants, their needs. However, the rabbit decides to give up what he wants in order to save the magician. And at the end, the magician realizes that the rabbit did this and ends up giving him what he desires, what he wants. And that's kind of what happens in the story. Now that we have our topic and our evidence, we're going to try to find our theme, and it's the message that the author is trying to convey. So what we have here is that the magician should have given the rabbit the carrot in the first place. That's a lesson we can learn, right? That's going to be a theme. No, it's not a theme. That's two story specific. That's not universal. That doesn't apply to anything else. That's the plot. That's what happens in this story. The magician should have done this. Yeah, probably. Then they wouldn't have gone through all of that mess. But that's not the message. That's what happens in the story. So this is what I mean by story specific. This one, two story specific. We want to make ours more universal, more general. And based off of our topic and our evidence, I think we have a couple of themes. One of them could be helping other people can mean giving up what we want. And that's what the rabbit does. In order to save the magician, he's willing to give up the carrot, or he thinks he's giving up the carrot in order to save the magician. And this is a universal message. We don't just see it in Presto. We also see this in the movie Moana. If you saw that one, At the end of that movie, when Maui is willing to sacrifice his magical fishhook, the thing that gives him identity, in order to help Moana, he's willing to give that up to help somebody else. So this theme isn't just applied to one story; it can apply to many different stories as well. Another theme we might look at is one good turn deserves another. And this is what the magician does at the end. He sees that Alec is willing to give up what he wants and decides to give him that thing, give him the carrot that he was wrong in denying him in that in the first place. He's grown as a character. He's realizing that he should be doing the right thing, and that's giving him the carrot. So one good turn deserves another would be another type of theme. Keep in mind, if you have any more questions about a theme, you can always revisit this video, or you can look on Google Classroom at the class dictionary, where I have written out examples as well. That can be very helpful. Or you can always just ask me in class. I would actually really appreciate it if you have any questions. Come up and ask so I can clarify any issues that you might have. Thank you.